Coming up on this episode of Nintendo Cartridge Society, Classic Smash Bros. Roster gets an update for 2018. It's dangerous to go alone, so the Nintendo Cartridge Society goes with you. Welcome to Nintendo Cartridge Society. My name is Patrick Ellers, joined, as always, by my co-host, Mark Mitchell. How's it going, Mark?
It's going pretty well. Right before you started, I what's the word I'm looking for? Sniffled?
Yes.
Yeah. I was going to say, I couldn't think of the singular of that. Snuffed? Sniffed?
Well, You performed a single sniff, yes.
Yes. And so I'm curious to find out from listeners. We should not go back and listen to it to see if that got captured on mic.
But listeners should jam on that 15-second back button. We want to find out if Mark sniffled on mic.
Yeah, let us know.
Yep, let us know. Email us, Nintendo Cartridge Society at gmail.com.
At gmail.com.
Also, here's another thing you can do with that email address. You can participate in our Sonic Forces borrowing program. I am letting listeners borrow my copy of Sonic Forces. It has already been to Texas and now back to California, and now it is out to elsewhere in California. It could be going to you next.
Are you familiar with Flat Stanley?
Yes.
So a lot of elementary schools, they they'll read the Flat Stanley books and then have their students send it to grandparents or people around the country or around the world, and they take pictures with it and send it back, and you see where the Flat Stanley went. It's kind of what we're doing with Sonic Forces.
Yeah, and you don't have to take pictures with it.
But you can.
You can do whatever you want with it. The only thing I ask is that you please send it back. I assume someone will stiff me at some point, and I'll never see the game again, and we'll all be better for it.
You can't put that out into the universe.
Look, I'm daring the universe.
I believe in our listeners.
Oh, so do I.
I think if anything is going to stiff you, it's going to be the U.S. Postal Service.
Oh, geez. Mark is coming out strong. Swinging with a anti-USPS stance here.
Not anti. I'm just saying they deal with a lot of packages. It's easy for one to get lost.
Especially around the holidays.
Maybe
this was a bad time to start it. To start the borrowing program.
It's been a big success so far.
It's been a great success so far. You could be a part of a successful program. Why wouldn't you want to do that? Send your mailing address to Nintendo Cartridge Society at gmail.com. And I'll send it to you when we get a chance. All right. Let's move into our main topic for the day. And we got a little bit of a weird topic here, right? We've talked about what characters we would like to add to Smash Brothers, right? We say this roster is incomplete. I want to add Ness or James Bond. I guess Ness is always in them. I meant Mike from Star Tropics. But this is a little different. There are things that have happened to Nintendo characters in the intervening years since the last Smash Brothers game came out, which fundamentally change what we think of those characters, right?
Just as an example, we'll start with a gimme.
Yeah.
Right, Mario. Since Super Smash Bros. 4 was released, Super Mario Odyssey has been released.
Yes.
Which introduces Cappy.
Right. And sort of, one of the things that Smash 4 Mario has is the Flood backpack, right? Which is a relic from a couple generations back, but I feel like that can all be replaced with some sort of Cappy capture mechanic, or throwing his hat and then bouncing off of it, or whatever.
So that's what we're going to be doing this episode, is taking a look at Super Smash Brothers roster and seeing how we can update each character to fit in their current Nintendo canon.
Right.
And if we can't,
then we have to find a suitable substitution for them. And the substitute either has to be a character that we assume would play like that, or from the same series that still has to be like, you can't replace a heavy character with a light one. Like the replacement has to make sense. And if we can't update and we can't reasonably replace, then it's out.
Then we cut.
Out of the roster and out of the family forever.
Yep.
All right. Mark, are you ready to begin?
I'm ready.
Okay. So Mario, I think we already covered. He gets Cappy.
Oh, yeah. He gets Cappy. We're working off the Smash Brothers 4 roster.
Yes. Yeah, the Smash
No DLC.
Right. No, hey, cool it, guys. Cool it with your DLC. Bayonetta, she can stay in it. It's fine.
Yeah,
Cloud,
it's
they
fine,
can stay
whatever.
in it.
We're not going to make any changes.
No revisions necessary.
Yeah. They're perfect.
They're perfect the way they are. All right, so Mario needs Cappy. Is there anything else about Mario that needs to change? Like, does Super Mario Run change anything about Mario's existence?
No.
Okay. Fine. Mario locked and loaded. Luigi.
So I think the thing I would want to introduce somehow into Luigi is his death stare.
Yes.
From Mario Kart 8 and
Yes.
Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
And that could be anything, right? Like it could even just be a taunt, and it would be enough for me. I want to see that death stare. If you are not familiar with the Luigi death stare, get thee to YouTube right now and search Luigi death stare. Luigi makes some eyes when he passes people.
Yeah.
In Mario Kart.
It's hilarious.
It's very good. Peach.
So are we counting rabid versions of characters?
Okay, that's very interesting. That would be a good substitution if that's what you're saying. That like, let's pull old vanilla Peach and put rabid Peach in her place.
Well, I guess I'm
Do you
trying
not
to
feel
think
good
of,
about that?
No. I'm just trying to first, before we take drastic measures.
Right.
I'm just trying to think of what we could do with Peach, given, I don't know, I guess like Odyssey is the most recent time that we saw her.
Right.
And at the end, she was traveling.
Right.
Spoilers.
Yeah, little bit spoilers. Not big deal spoilers. So she is wearing like different costumes in that, and she's accompanied by Tiara, who like floats alongside her. I think that's okay. I mean, I'm hurting for some Rabid Peach in stuff anyway.
Well, Rabid Peach or my alternate pitch
would
be Penelope.
Take out Pauline.
Pauline.
Yes.
Take out Peach.
Put
in Pauline.
I will accept this substitution. It's a bummer to see Peach go, but whatever. Sacrifices need to be made. Moving on to Bowser. Bowser. How does Bowser get altered for the modern era? This gets tough without spoilers for Odyssey, right?
Yeah.
Can we? Here's what I'm gonna pitch. I'm gonna say we replace him with a paper Bowser.
Okay.
Like from the Paper Mario series, Thousand Year Door, or not Thousand Year Door. Jeez, that's an old game. But the Color Splash came out since Smash 4. Like we could just update him with like his wedding costume. But I feel like it should be something a little bit more substantial, right?
So when he is Paper Bowser, like how does that like change what he does,
how he plays,
or is it just like a costume change?
I mean, maybe it's a little bit like a costume change, but also like the paper characters have sometimes like paper physics to them, where like maybe when he's falling, he just like wafts back and forth on the breeze, but otherwise is a heavy character. I don't know. It could be an interesting little variation on it. Dr. Mario.
Do we even need this character?
I say let's replace him with Mario Maker Mario.
Okay.
So he's got like the hard hat, and instead of like throwing, I mean, yeah, because Dr. Mario is just like a tweak on regular Mario anyway. Just have him like throw hammers and stuff instead of pills.
Okay.
Yoshi.
Oh man. What do you do with Yoshi? Because he hasn't really changed much recently.
Well, with the exception of the last time we saw Yoshi, he was made of yarn.
That's true.
So I think that would be my update for him, is make Yoshi Yarn Yoshi. That's it. That's my only update.
I don't know. I feel like these just like aesthetic changes.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's not enough for me. I'm not
Oh, oh,
satisfied.
oh. Okay. Well, what do you want to see? What do you think needs to be different about Yoshi to make it count?
I don't know. Like I don't know what you do with Yoshi
Mm-hmm.
because he's pretty much other than like aesthetically, he's pretty much been the same, for at least the past 15 years.
Help me remember what kind of character he is in Mario plus Rabbids. He's got like a machine gun kind of, right? It's where he shoots a lot of. It's like a rail gun where he like cranks it. I think that's
Yeah,
right.
that sounds right.
Let's do that. Let's
Oh.
let's give him a gun. Donkey Kong.
um I think let's see. Well, when's the most recent time we saw Donkey Kong?
So I mean the most recent time that we saw him is in Odyssey. But he only as an 8-bit character. But Tropical Freeze is in there. I don't know that changes the way the character really operates at all. So we may need to pull a replacement here.
Okay.
So what replaces Donkey Kong?
So we are thinking something in the same world.
Yeah. Something in the same. Well, here's the thing. I feel like we're gonna have the same problem with Diddy Kong.
Uh-huh.
So maybe we should address them together.
Okay.
Donkey Kong and Diddy Kong, I would be content to say replace them with Cranky and Dixie.
Okay.
2 Kongs out, 2 Kongs in.
So here's I'm gonna say yes to Dixie.
Okay.
Here's my counter offer.
Yes.
On Donkey Kong is
Mhm.
replacing him with King K. Rool.
Another heavy.
Uh-huh.
And a character that's been absent from the series, notably absent. For some reason, people want to play as King K. Rool.
And you would have like you'd be able to like throw your crown.
Yeah.
So you'd have like a little bit of a like ranged attack.
Mm-hmm. I like that.
And sure, you have like Bowser and K. Rool, 2 big reptile type things.
Maybe it gets confusing, but one of them is made of paper.
Exactly.
There we go.
So we have
We fixed it.
single-handedly solved the problem.
All right. Well, let's single-handedly create some problems here because the next character on our list is Link.
Mm-hmm.
So Link, I think obvious changes need to be made. He ditched the green tunic and the green hat. He's got to wear the like Breath of the Wild costume. He's got to be wearing that like blue thing. Probably no hat. His alternate costumes would be the barbarian armor, the ancient armor. He's got to be straight out of Breath of the Wild.
I think you would change his like what do you call that, like super jump or like secondary jump?
Yeah, the up B.
Yeah, the up B, you change that to Rivali's Gale.
Perfect. Yeah. Absolutely. And then like you make his anytime he uses a bomb, it has to be like a blue glowing bomb. He has to have magnesis somehow.
Mm-hmm.
Whether that's just like repelling metal objects away from him or pulling them in, like that has to be in there somewhere.
And his super smash involves
a divine beast, baby.
Yeah, like the 4 divine beasts like shooting their red laser.
Oh my god, it's so cool.
At like a single target.
I love that. And I'm very interested to see what they actually do with the Link character because that's the one that I think is the biggest, like just has to change. The Link that they have in that game is not the Link that we think of anymore.
Well, I think that's also true for Zelda.
The next character on our list. Yeah. So should we address Zelda and Sheik together?
Well,
I mean, still as 2 separate characters.
Yeah, I mean, like I'm open to it because in my mind we say sayonara to Sheik.
Oh, you say sayonara.
I mean, that's my pitch.
I have another thought.
Okay.
Is that we replace Sheik with Tetra. So Toon Link has a Toon Tetra to like kind of go with, but we're gonna have to alter Toon Link as well. So
but also isn't Tetra kind of like, is she the same kind of sort of character? Like would she fight the same as Sheik?
Kinda, right? I mean it's another just I mean Tetra is Zelda, like as Sheik is also Zelda. But just like a little bit pirateier, So yeah, I don't know. And Toon Link has to change. So
well,
we'll get there.
We're on Zelda.
We're on Zelda.
Yeah.
So Zelda, I think the playstyle of Zelda has to basically change entirely, right? She can't like be floating around in a dress or whatever. The character just has to, I don't know, it's not a very like action based character in Breath of the Wild, but I mean she needs to look like that, right? She needs to be
Well,
wearing the blue thing and
it's not like Zelda was a very action-based
yeah,
character
good point.
previously.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, I think like aesthetically, but when you do that, aesthetically, she looks a little bit more like Chic.
Yeah, for sure. So it's yeah, it is maybe just a little bit of like collapsing these characters into one, um, and but still like keeping a lot of like the her magic elements, right? Because that's one of the things that like Zelda spends all of her screen time in Breath of the Wild either like praying for peace or complaining that praying for peace isn't cutting it. So
Not the
like
most dynamic character in that game.
not the most dynamic character in that game, but
Well, okay, so here's my pitch then.
yeah.
My final pitch is we replace Sheik
Mm,
with Zelda from Breath of the Wild.
okay.
So she basically has the move set of Sheik,
Right.
but is dressed like Zelda in Breath of the Wild.
Perfect.
Zelda,
Yes.
we replace with the Gerudo champion.
With the Gerudo champion?
Gerudo? What am I thinking of?
With Daruk? No, sorry. Well, oh, yes. Sorry, you're right. Urbosa.
Urbosa.
Yes. Great. A different kind of character, but I think totally fine. Yeah, we do that. I like it a lot. That moves us on to Ganondorf, who doesn't appear in Breath of the Wild.
Right. Spoilers.
Spoilers. Here's my pitch, because there also aren't a lot of like named villains in Breath of the Wild, outside of Ganon. What about Master Koga, the guy who leads the Yiga clan, and is kind of a joke when you encounter him, but like he's got magical abilities, is a heavy. I think he would make sense as a suitable replacement for Ganondorf.
So I like that. I also wonder if you could do something with Calamity Ganon.
Yeah.
Like, I guess it would be. I don't know that it would play the same, so this may disqualify him. But I
Yeah.
think you could potentially just be this like big pig-shaped ball of gas, essentially,
Yeah.
that flies around. Like you're almost like Meta Knight. I guess that's more of like a Meta Knight replacement.
Yeah, yeah.
Like having that same sort of like floaty sort of physics.
Yeah, I hear you. What about just like a guardian?
Oh, that would be so cool.
Maybe we should do that. Just, I mean, it would be a little more generic, and they don't normally do like a generic non-named character, but like just a guardian with its 6 legs,
Yeah.
however many they have. Because that would also be a heavy, and it'd be a villain. It kind of fills the same role. All right, we'll go with guardian. Toon Link.
Toon Link.
So
How do you solve a problem like Toon Link?
Tetra, I think, is how you solve a problem like Toon Link. Or is there another version of Link that we can tap for this?
We've never seen an 8-bit version of a character.
No, okay. You're getting interesting now.
I mean, we're breaking our own rules because it's not really a modern
yeah,
version of the character.
Mm-hmm. Well, but here's a question though. We're talking about how the years since Smash came out affect the way that we view these characters. And since Smash 4 came out, there have been a bunch of Zelda games, but there have also been 3 classic Zelda games come out on the NES Classic and the Super NES Classic.
And there were the NES Remix games.
Yep. Yeah.
That included The Legend of Zelda, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, go ahead.
Well, I was also just going to say, if we don't want to do classic 8-bit Link, we could also do Zelda, the Legend of Zelda 2.
Right. Or this would also be there may be too many good options here. At first I was like, what do we do? And now I'm like, there are too many. Triforce Heroes Link would also be a good pull because he's got so many different silly costumes. And that could even be like a game mechanic of like changing costumes.
Uh-huh.
Because the way the costumes work in that game is that each one gives you a different buff. So like you would put on like the Zora suit and then like you move faster in water or whatever. Or you put on the Kokiri outfit and your bow and arrow is stronger.
I like that.
Okay,
I think that's what we should settle on.
cool. So Toon Link is replaced with Triforce Heroes Link.
Put it in the book.
Put it in the book. It's in the book. I'm forgetting all of these as we say them, by the way. Samus.
Okay, so obviously we have Samus Returns
Right.
to pull from, and I think what are they called? Aeon powers?
Yeah.
I think that's kind of what you take from that game
Absolutely
to bring into Smash.
Yeah, I think you outfit her with the Aeon powers. You give her like a counter, just like she has in the game. And then I can't tell if I want it as like a final smash or what, but towards the end of the game when you have the baby Metroid like floating around with you, I think that would be a cool thing to just like accompany her on the end of that.
That would be really cool.
Fixed. That one's fixed.
But what do you do with Zero Suit Samus?
I think you turn it into Fusion Samus, right? Like the fusion suit Samus. Is that too cheap of a I mean, it's not really, it's basically giving you another Samus character and not another Zero Suit style character.
Because again, I mean, I guess maybe the obvious answer here is Ridley.
Oh boy, Ridley. All right, I like it. It's not really a good like substitution character like gameplay wise, but like
I know, and so that's why it's hard because you could also do like a Metroid, or like an Alpha Metroid or Mother Brain. Maybe you play as Mother Brain.
Yeah.
Here we go.
This is all tough.
Here's although I hate to do it because it's like gender swapping a female character for a male character.
Right.
But
we'll go the other way at some point.
But Adam.
Yes. No, that's perfect. I think yes. We're gonna get Adam, the like crappy general character from Metroid Other M. And he just plays like an army guy.
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. Which is borderline.
He's very boring.
He's very boring.
Uh-huh.
That brings us to Kirby. Here's my pitch for Kirby. Planet Robobot.
Yes.
We put him in a pink mech. And he's sliding around the stage and punching stuff.
So he almost becomes like a Rob-like character.
Yeah, he becomes a totally different. And I know Kirby's a mainstay of the series, so like what an upset.
I know, especially hard because like Kirby in the game right now has such a unique and specific gift that like none of the other characters can do. Like he has like the copy ability.
Yeah.
And he can turn into a rock, which is super useful.
Yep.
So yeah, we're really burning bridges when it comes to Kirby.
Yeah, really burning bridges, but I want to see a adorable pink mech fighting along with the rest of these characters. This brings us to Meta Knight. What do we do with Meta Knight?
Oh man.
Meta Knight fan favorite.
Fan favorite.
People love that Meta Knight.
OP in
Melee.
In Melee.
And nerfed a little bit
or Brawl.
in 4.
In Brawl.
Oh yes, that's right.
Yeah,
Sorry. It's tricky. Do we replace him with like a different Kirby character?
I mean, I'm open to pitches for different Kirby characters that we can name.
Yeah, no, that's tough. That's very hard. There is so the second player character, this is so bad because I'm just describing. The second player character in Kirby's Epic Yarn is basically just like another Kirby, but he's blue and wears a crown. He's a prince of some sort. We could put him in there. He basically plays just like Kirby.
Right. So
no, you say.
Well, I mean, that kind of again goes against our own made up arbitrary rules.
I understand.
Of them having to play similarly.
Well, if we don't have a revision to Meta Knight, we could do Yarn Meta Knight. Because he does appear in Epic Yarn, and the way that would make him play a little bit different is, you know how he has that like tornado move.
Mm-hmm.
So it would still do like the Yarn tornado thing, but then it would also go in like a straight line of like his yarn would break down and it would just be a straight line across. So maybe he's got some like traversal that's like based on the fact that it can just be like a straight line of yarn.
Okay. I'll buy that.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
So Yarn Meta Knight.
Especially because we're moving on to King DDD.
Yeah.
Which I think may be our first bust where we just cut him.
Here's the thing.
Okay.
In the only footage that we've seen of the new Kirby game that doesn't have a name yet, the one on Switch, we see DDD, but he's ripped.
Oh, that's right.
So I want to see buff King DDD. Enormous pecs. It's basically just shifting his center of gravity from belly to pecs.
Okay.
All right, perfect.
Yeah, you convinced me completely.
All right. Well, that brings us to the Star Fox characters. I think we can address these together, right?
Fox and Falco.
Fox and Falco. So I was thinking about it, and there have been 3 Star Fox games that have come out since Smash came out. Star Fox Zero, Star Fox Guard, and Star Fox 2.
Oh my gosh, you're right.
It's so many games, right?
Yeah.
I don't know necessarily how that changes the way we look at these characters, but if I can pull from, and this would just be an aesthetic change, so maybe again it doesn't count. If we can pull from like the marketing of Star Fox Zero, I would love to see Fox look like a puppet.
Yeah, with like the weird metal leg things.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be cool. All right, so let's think about Fox while we talk about Falco, because my pitch for Falco is we get rid of him.
Okay.
We bring in Slippy.
Right.
And the camera cannons from Star Fox Guard.
Absolutely. 100%. That is the right choice. That is totally the right choice.
So instead of like a gun or like a laser...
right. He plays a little bit more like a zoning character, right? Like he throws down little robot guards that will like control space elsewhere.
Almost like yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I was going to use an Overwatch analogy now, and I was like, no, that's not what I mean.
Say like a little bit like, if we're thinking like in practical terms, how it would work in Smash, I guess a little bit like the Pikmin characters.
Yeah, sure.
You know how like you have a bunch of Pikmin, but they'd be little cameras / cannons.
Yeah.
And I don't know, do you like set them up around?
Yeah, I mean, you like toss them around the level, and like some of them stick to walls, and some of them like kind of walk on patrol or whatever. And yeah, everyone has to avoid the traps that you're throwing down. I think that's a perfect one for Falco. Do we think then Fox, just like the aesthetic change to like puppet style, is enough?
So if we do the aesthetic change, I think that also I think we should also come up with different moves or attacks, that like the aesthetic change would necessitate.
Okay.
So like maybe when he kicks, like it's like super powerful because his legs are metal now.
Yeah, maybe. Okay, sure. He's got metal legs. His kicks are more powerful.
Problem solved.
I love it. Pikachu. Okay, so we're entering some Pokemon here.
We're really entering. Yeah. There's so many Pokemon.
Oh, here we go. Pikachu, easy fix. We make it Detective Pikachu.
Okay.
You put a little Sherlock Holmes head on him.
Yeah, but again,
I know it's more than just a visual.
Oh, okay,
change.
okay.
He talks in complete sentences. Is Ryan Reynolds. And then you just like human up his like walk sequence. So he's, instead of like galloping around, he's like kind of sauntering, and like I don't know, maybe he you take some of the like electrical powers away.
Yes, and instead of his electrical powers, like instead of lightning, he takes out a magnifying glass.
Yeah.
And like directs the sunlight.
There we go.
Like he's like burning bugs.
Like he's burning ants. Yeah.
Except he's burning enemies.
Very good. We solved that one, no question. Jigglypuff.
I mean, Jigglypuff is a Jigglypuff.
That's
right. What are you gonna?
That's a good point. You can only put so many hats on it.
Yeah. And believe us, we tried.
We love putting hats on Jigglypuff. So what happens with this poor guy?
I think we replace it with a different Pokemon.
Yeah, I think
we do Rowlet.
Yeah, another like ridiculously cute Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Jigglypuff is out. Rowlet is in.
R.I.P. Jiggly.
R.I. Jiggly.
Charizard.
Oh, we're skipping. Oh yes, because the Mewtwo is DLC. Mewtwo is fine.
Yeah,
he's fine. He can stay in the game.
Yeah, whatever.
You got to pay like $3.
Him and Cloud. Do your thing.
Charizard. I will also say another like easy substitution with and I forget its name now, but the third evolution of the little fire cat.
Oh, sure. Litten, I know the first.
Yeah, Litten. Oh, what is the name of? I'm gonna look it up. But yeah, just to bring it into the sun moon
Yeah.
generation. Let's see, what are you called? Yes, I can see a picture of you. I can see a picture of you. Torcat. No, that's just one evolution. Uh, Incineroar. Incineroar.
Okay.
But it's a big fiery cat.
Yeah.
Okay. Great. Who's next on this list? We got Lucario, a kind of like fighting psychic type Pokemon. What happens to Lucario?
I don't know of any good Pokemon replacements for him.
Yeah, I mean, we could make like other old Pokemon replacements, but like this may be the first one I feel like we can just cut.
Yeah.
Especially if Mewtwo is going to make it because he's DLC.
Right.
They're the same character.
Yeah.
Dead to us.
Yep.
Okay, Captain Falcon.
Okay.
F-Zero. F-Zero.
I guess the most recent F-Zero.
The most recent we've seen F-Zero is in
Nintendo Land?
Or Mario Kart.
Oh yeah, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
But that's just the world. Like we don't see Captain Falcon anywhere.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, we see his ship, the Blue Falcon, but it's a playable kart.
Also, the original F-Zero was on the Super NES Classic Edition.
Yeah, that's a good point. So you think we can just sub out one F-Zero character for another?
Yeah, I mean, if I knew the name of any other F-Zero character.
So there's like a weird green alien guy. His name is Pico. There's also a fat samurai. Hold on. Samurai Goro, Goroh. What do you like? You like a samurai or a green alien?
I like a fat samurai.
All right, fat samurai it is.
I have a type.
All right. You ready to break some hearts?
I know.
Okay. Next up, we got Ness. Of course, there have been no updates to Earthbound in the last ever.
Look, if Nintendo of America,
yeah,
would give us a Mother collection,
right,
with Mother, Earthbound, and the never released in the West Mother 3.
Yeah. Then
maybe a different story.
Then we'd have something to talk about. Right now, I feel
although Earthbound was released on the SNES Classic Edition.
Yeah, that's true. And here is our chance actually to right the wrong that we did with Zero Suit Samus being replaced by Adam. We should replace Ness with Paula, the like female main character that you encounter in Earthbound.
In fact, was Paula a suggestion from one of our awesome listeners who wrote into us after our fantasy smash draft?
I believe that's correct. So yeah, not our idea. Good point, Mark. All right, cool. Moving through the draft here. Or it's not a draft. We start to run into Fire Emblem characters. Marth.
Yeah. I guess I would say replace him with Ike, but oops. Ike is already in
Ike is also
game.
Ike is also here. Gosh, do we need to like put these aside for a second and then revisit all the Fire Emblem characters together, count them up, and say, all right, what do we need to replace these with?
Yeah, I think we might need to do that.
Okay. So we'll loop back around on that. We are now at Mr. Game and Watch.
Okay. So here is where I don't know. So would you say the modern equivalent of Game and Watch are the mobile games?
Sure. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So would this be a place for a character like Mario from Super Mario Run, or something like that,
or like
to make an appearance?
Daisy, because Daisy's a recent addition to Super Mario Run.
The problem is that Super Mario Run specifically,
Yeah.
has one very specific mechanic, which is they can never stop moving.
Right. And that could never work in in this. Well, I wonder if there's like some other. Yeah, like mobile does seem like the equivalent, right? Um, and so the Nintendo mobile games have been like Tomodachi Life,
Miitomo.
Miitomo, whatever it's called. Thank you, Mark. Is there any way? I mean, Mii's are already a character in this game.
Here's what we do.
Yeah.
One of the big mechanics of Miitomo obviously was like clothes and stuff to customize your character.
Yeah.
So the way Mr. Game & Watch moves is like a frame at a time.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
We replace Mr. Game & Watch with clothes. And so every time you move, you're a different outfit that was available in Miitomo with no like body attached to you.
Right.
You're just a different outfit.
You're just so the character Mr. Game & Watch is being replaced by Miitomo outfits.
Yes.
I love it. I love it. Keep it. All right, moving on to Pit from Kid Icarus. We've not seen Pit since Smash came out.
Uh-huh. His most recent game was Uprising?
Yeah, that's right. Boy, this one's tough.
Mm-hmm.
Especially because I feel like so much of what Pit is now and what Pit is in Uprising is based on his appearance in whatever Smash game he first appeared in.
The reason why we make the big podcast bucks is to make the hard decisions. And I think the hard decision we make here is we get rid of Pit.
Here's the thing. We've got 2 more Kid Icarus characters coming up here, so I'm going to agree with you.
Yeah. I think hit the showers.
Hit the road, buddy.
Yeah.
So long, Pit. Moving on to Wario.
Here's another one where we haven't seen.
Have not seen Wario in a while. Let's make the easy call and just make him Waluigi.
Love it.
All right.
Well, I mean, but they don't play the same.
They wouldn't play the same.
Because like Waluigi would be like tall and lanky.
Sure. So, well, okay. Do you think
he's like an arachnid?
Sure. Yeah. All right. He's like some sort of arachnid man. From the cover of or the poster for Ready Player One. Have you seen this thing?
Yeah.
The guy's legs are too long. That's what people would say if they saw Waluigi in this game. Okay. Well, so what? I mean, what do we got to do something with Wario? He doesn't make sense right now. No Wario.
Mm-hmm. But something from that universe, right?
That's tough because like the Wario universe is like it's a weird place. Unless you want to pull from like WarioWare, which is also weird, but like maybe a little bit more fun. What's the name of that witch character that's in WarioWare? Do you know who I'm talking about?
I'm not sure that I do.
She's in all of those games. WarioWare. She would obviously play differently. Ashley, I think, is the character's name.
Huh.
Ashley and Red. She's got like a little red devil that like floats around with her. And she appears in all of the Wario games and in Game & Wario.
Yeah, I'm into that.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so here, so this is maybe stretching the rules, but I think because it's from a different series.
Mm-hmm.
It's from a series that we don't like. Nobody talks about ever anymore because it's not really a series. It's one game. But that like blue devil guy,
sure,
who's already a trophy,
right?
Like, I feel like if he would play like Wario,
sure, he's got the same, probably farts a little bit.
Yeah.
All right, let's put that devil guy in there. Olimar.
Okay.
The Pikmin Wrangler.
Mm-hmm.
So the Alf is already, he's like the alternate version of Olimar, so like the character's sort of already in there.
Here's what I think you do.
Yeah.
You replace him with a gamepad, the Wii U gamepad.
Okay.
That is playing Pikmin 3.
You replace him with a gamepad.
Uh-huh.
So, like, does it have arms and legs? How does it move around?
I guess it, like, It like rolls.
Okay.
Yeah.
And there are Pikmin following it around.
No.
No. The screen is playing Pikmin 3.
Yes.
Okay, fine. Rob the Robot. I want to replace him with the pink bunny rabbit from Nintendo Badge Arcade.
Okay.
Because they're both like not actual player characters. They sort of facilitate you playing other games. If Nintendo made Badge Arcade 30 years ago in actual arcades, there would have been like a pink bunny rabbit there. So I think that's how they're the same.
Great.
Sonic the Hedgehog. Replace it with a fully customizable avatar.
Exactly. A me, but for Sonic the Hedgehog. It's only fair.
Yes.
Nintendo fans have me's,
Mm-hmm.
and now Sonic Forces fans can have custom avatars.
Perfect. All right, man, we are really cruising here. Rosalina and Luma. Yeah.
Well, who could we replace them with in Odyssey?
I mean, maybe that's where we should have Pauline.
Oh, good point. But then what do we retroactively do with Peach?
Well, we retroactively go back and make her like traveling Peach, where she's wearing, instead of like a dress and floating around, she's wearing like her explorer gear and she's like climbing up stuff and like having a great time visiting kingdoms.
Okay, all right.
So we're we're just replacing Rosalina with traveling Peach.
Okay, yes. Yeah, that's what we're doing, because we're not correcting a mistake, because no mistake was made.
We made no mistake. Bowser Jr.
Ugh. Let's just get rid of him.
I mean, I think we make him a rotating brutal.
Okay, yeah, I like that.
Yeah, so he's a brutal now.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Greninja. Man. There are too many Pokemon in this game.
There's so many Pokemon.
So what's the we left Poplio out of the
Yeah, but like Poplio's not really like fast. Right, like Greninja's whole thing is that he's slick.
Yeah, he's like some kind of ninja.
A grud ninja.
Whatever gruh means. This is tough. Fast Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
If you and I were better at Pokemon, we would have an answer to this.
Yeah.
But we don't, so we're cutting him.
Yeah, we're cutting him.
That brings us back to Fire Emblem characters.
Oh my gosh, there's so many Fire Emblem characters.
Robin and Lucina.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here's what I think we do.
Yeah.
We just like cut the fat. We don't need this many. This is our Smash Brothers game.
That's right.
In the modern era, we don't need this many Fire Emblem characters.
Let's take all the Fire Emblem characters and just replace them with the two main characters from Fire Emblem Echoes.
Okay.
Shadows of Valentia.
Well, okay. So what about okay, yeah, I'm fine with that.
Okay. Well, what was your
No.
Okay,
It's no good.
All right.
It's no good. We'll have to deal with it when we get to Shulk, so.
Oh yeah. Well, that's an easy one though.
Yeah.
I think. Palutena from Kid Icarus.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I wanted the Eggplant Wizard always from Kid Icarus in these games. So let's put that Eggplant Wizard in there. He can throw around magic. And then we're at Dark Pit. Let's kill Dark Pit. Who needs him?
Yeah, what are we gonna do with? Yeah, if we couldn't find room for Pit. What on earth are we gonna do with Dark Pit?
I mean, that would have been an answer for Pit. Is like, oh, replace him with Dark Pit, but they already did it.
Yeah.
So, the Villager from Animal Crossing.
KK Slider, obviously.
Yeah, we're gonna put an actual. Come on.
Yeah, or Apollo from Pocket Camp.
Oh, I love Apollo.
Yeah,
let's do Apollo. Little Mac.
Okay, so again, we haven't really seen anything from Little Mac. Recently, he's a very unique fighter.
Sure.
In Brawl or in Smash Brothers, I don't know if there's anybody like him.
Yeah, I don't really think there is. I know this is less current, and it was a character that I was pitching for my draft, but the now I can't remember his name. The main character from Telero Boxer, because it's just or is this where we put an ARMS character in here? Yeah. So this Little Mac, you've been replaced by Springman.
Yep.
Sorry about that, Little Mac. Wii Fit Trainer.
We haven't had a Wii Fit for a long time.
But We Fit is kind of here's what it has to be. It needs to be one of those actors from
1-2
Switch. Yeah,
Yep.
absolutely. It has to be one of like the guys in like a cowboy costume.
Yeah.
Or someone like pretending to eat a sandwich.
Okay. What if Wii Fit Trainer is the baby that you have to put to sleep in 1-2 Switch, and its power is being its attacks are being cranky.
Right. And everyone needs to very calmly put down their controllers to fight it.
Yeah.
Perfect. Shulk.
All right.
Gotta be Rex.
Gotta be Rex.
Gotta be Rex
with his dumb pants.
With his dumb pants. But there you go. Duck Hunt Dog. This is a tough one.
Ukulele.
Fine. Fine. This is where the answers get good, Mark. Mega Man.
We replace Mega Man with
Shovel Knight.
We
replace Mega Man with Shovel Knight.
Yep.
We call it a day. Pac-Man.
Pac-Man's like Mrs. Pac-Man.
Yeah, let's
there
do
we
that
go.
again. Let's go Miss Pac-Man. A better game, I was gonna say a better character. I don't know if they're whatever, they're the same. They play exactly the same. She's got a bow and like lipstick and maybe a beauty mark. Does Miss Pac-Man have a beauty mark? Like just one little pixel of...
Yeah, now that you mention it, I think she does.
She's got a mole. Okay, then Ryu, Cloud, Bayonetta, those are all DLC characters, so they're fine. What do you want to do with the Mii characters? Do they still... Because remember now, we've already used clothes from Miitomo.
That was our clutch pick.
No, that was really good. Is there... And I feel like the Miis are, for the most part, going away, right? Like, we still have them.
Yeah, they still exist.
But they're not really our avatars anymore.
Right.
And even kind of the idea of a Nintendo avatar is a little bit slipping away, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what did these guys become?
Well, the replacement for them... or not really replacement, but like on the Switch,
yes,
you can choose from different like icons, to represent yourself, a user, on the Switch.
Oh,
and the option is doing Mii's or
like character or
like characters.
What if we replace the Mii fighters with friend codes?
Yeah. I love it.
Okay, so you fight as a 12-digit number with an SW at the front of it.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And if you're wondering, like, how do they move? They move like stick figures, basically.
Yeah. They're walking around, and for anyone to be able to land an attack on you, they have to remember all 12 numbers. And then they got it. Mark, I think we've updated the Smash roster for 2018. Fully updated with everything new in the Nintendo canon. I think we did a great job.
New and definitely, inarguably improved.
Oh, definitely. Look, if for no other reason than Kirby's in that robot, right?
Yeah,
put Kirby in that robot.
And we replaced Olimar with a Wii U gamepad.
Yeah, which is the least current thing, the least up to date thing that we could have put in there. All right, let's get out of this topic. If somehow you can find it in your thinking that we messed any of this up, or have your own ideas as to how to update these characters, first of all, know that you're wrong. We're the only ones who have the best ideas on how to update all these characters or replace them outright.
We're the ones we just decided
to cut. Yeah, no, I mean, if you have better thoughts about Kid Icarus, we will entertain those.
I mean, what are you going to do with all these Fire Emblem characters?
What are you going to do with all these Fire Emblem characters? There are too many Fire Emblem characters. Sure, it might be nice to replace them all with, like, more obscure characters that don't use swords.
Yeah, maybe what you do is you, like, take one of the waifus.
Oh, okay, sure.
But you make them, like, a real three-dimensional character.
Really flesh
more
them out.
than just a busty anime babe.
More, please, more than just a busty anime babe.
What's the name of the one in, like, I guess one of the games, but also in Heroes? that's just absolutely ridiculous?
Oh yeah,
Camilla?
Yeah, Camilla. She's in Fates.
Yeah, which
Yeah.
also is the name of Gonzo's chicken.
Yeah, that's right. It's probably named after Gonzo's chicken.
Yeah, probably.
But yeah, let's get her in Smash and give her some, the support that she needs.
Yep.
Because obviously that's not going to make things easy for her. And let's get something modest to wear.
Yeah.
It doesn't need to be prudish.
Let's make her respectable.
Let's make her respectable.
Well, and look, if Camilla wants to wear whatever she wants to wear,
right? We're backpedaling a little bit here. But look, we're body positive.
Anyways, if you have thoughts on any of this,
yes, please send in your ideas to Nintendo Cartridge Society at gmail.com, or you can tweet at us at Nincart Society, or post any of this nonsense on our Facebook page, which is just Nintendo Cartridge Society. That's gonna do it for this episode of the show. If you like Mark and Mine's opinions, we write about comic books on retconpunch.com. Check that out. Olivia Duncan made our logo. Our music is provided by 8-Bit Betty. You can check out his music by going to 8bitbetty.com or by listening right now. For my co-host, Mark Mitchell, this is Patrick Ellers saying, I think we solved Smash Brothers for 2018. And thanks for listening.
What's a Creative Podcast Network?